See, talk about train to never miss. Look at this as I'm resting my head after a fucking day, 2 days of fucking cataclysmic activity down in Miami. Look, I almost missed, but then the voice in my head whispered and it all came back. The fuck I look like? 𝑎𝑊𝑦 your world is yours. Listen, first of all, go follow Wes Watson. Right? Like, if you follow me and you don't follow Wes, you don't follow me, right? Now, y'all gotta understand that I just started calling it inspirationships, right? Like mentorships. And my first inspirationship, right? When I was, it was based before 𝑎𝑊𝑦, like, 𝑎𝑊𝑦 happened after I identified as based. And just when I fuck with people, I really fuck with them. And I really rep they shit, right? My last situation didn't go too well. But this inspirationship, this mentorship, this connection with Wes, this relationship, this inspirationship has been nothing but a immensely and immeasurably valuable phenomena in my life, right? There's like undeniable, when people never did you no wrong and only amplified your existence, exalt who exalts you, right? So I said it back when I was in Alexandria, how, you know, the reason I never spoke on certain things is because, one, I wanted to show myself after going through the first one and really like fusing myself and my identity with the other brand, that I could pull it off all on my own, you know, and stand on my own swag and shit like that. And, you know, eventually it's like your heart speaks to the fact that you just being a bitch and you're not really speaking about what you really want to speak about. And me, I'm an exalter, bro. I ain't never been no hater. I ain't never been no weird nigga, you know what I'm saying? All I know how to do is exalt the people that I love and the things that I really respect and the things that I really respect. So in this case, it's like exalt who exalts you. You know, I have the privilege of working with this individual. I even put the tweet out. Not the tweet, the text message. I text messaged myself because when I went to San Diego, the reason I went to San Diego the first time was not to meet Wes Watson. And a lot of people pull up on Wes for the shit that he has. A lot of people pull up on, and Wes Watson is the ego. Sheikhy Chic is the ego. If you read The Best Kept Secret and you transcend all of that shit and you absolve yourself of self and you become one with everything, you realize like there's a universal transcendent self that we all have access to experiencing in these fleeting moments before we have to come back down to normal human existence for the time being. But the soul that is in there, bro, the soul that is in Wes Watson, right? That is in the vessel that you see as Wes Watson, is a phenomenal soul, bro. Alhamdulillah, mashallah, for who that person is and what they've seen. A lot of people don't have that ability to see another person and then exercise true empathy by projecting themselves into the perspective of the individual. And you'll never be able to truly imagine what people had to go through. But certain people like myself have really strong imaginations and really strong abilities to empathize with others. And I could just run the simulation of what 10 years in state prison for anybody would be like, bro. And to come out as what that individual, what that soul had to overcome and how it came out of that scenario and circumstances, that's fucking rare, bro. That's phenomenal. That is remarkable. That is uncanny. That is extremely positive outlier. You You feel me? Like a standard deviation 𝜇+3, bro. You feel me? That's like the top 0.1 percentile of cases of individuals who go through that type of situation and emerge as what that individual emerged. The shit breaks the shit out of the most gangster niggas you might ever conceptualize. You think are gangster. So anyway, I just really respect the person, the soul, and I've always been. I respect and love the soul that's there, right? Conduct. There would be no concept of superior conduct. That didn't directly come, hey, yo, Sheikhy, superior conduct. No. But by me applying myself through the framework of just non-negotiable conscience congruency, things like understanding karmic debt and realizing that regret is your guideline, and then further realizing that you're supposed to feel bad when you do bad shit. That's the universe as a software, as a program with its fail-safe to make sure that people correct themselves. You think you're supposed to feel good when you do wrong shit? No. That's why when people do dumb shit, wrong shit, they feel regret, they feel like shit as a byproduct of the karma that they created for themselves, right? Because nobody told you to do that shit. Nobody forced you to do that shit. You chose to do that. Now you have to deal with the karma that comes with that. And people end up doing drugs and all the weird shit, and they just suck as people. So whatever, there's so many levels to this shit, y'all. You know, and I'm not trying to dilute it with the words, but I just need the world to know how much I actually really appreciate that soul. You know, like, I don't give a fuck about the money. I don't give a fuck about the cars. I don't give a fuck. And it's really beautiful. The best part about it is, like, this is why I call him the greatest alchemist as well, right? One of the greatest alchemists walking the planet. Because that individual materially manifests shit at a very high degree. And why is that? It's because I've also said that Wes is one of the greatest servants of the Most High possible. What is the Most High? The voice of highest reason is one way to refer to conscience. He says conscience congruency. We say the Most High. People say the Most High, servant of the Most High. I, along the path, discovered that conscience is the voice of higher reason. So you got higher reason, you have servant of the Most High, which is what Abdullah really means. Abdullah, right? And then you have conscience congruency, and you have a person who's living up to that without having read these texts. This is why I say, like, this is phenomenal. I told them, you've arrived at places that people who even have the books and text don't even arrive at through your own dharma, right? This shit is real, yo. This is not no, like, gimmicky, weird shit. Like, yo, bro. This is the only way I know how to I'm just letting it pour out. So you got shouts out to Wes Watson, y'all. Go follow Wes Watson. I'ma keep it gangster. Y'all see a white dude with a whole bunch of tattoos who has some raunchy speech at times, and then at the next moment he sounds like Marcus Aurelius and fucking Socrates done did the fusion dance like Goku and Vegeta. And that's the same shit with me. Like I said at the beginning of this video, the universal transcendent self that we have access to. Sheikhy feels like talking like a nigga from Brooklyn, bro. When he gets pissed off, he's gonna articulate the shit out of himself, and he's gonna make you feel his mental fucking superiority. He's gonna flex intellectual superiority on you. But then there's some times where none of that is influenced. You're not hearing that, you're not hearing this, you're just hearing the message being channeled through an individual who is no longer preoccupied with themselves and just is a conduit and a channel for the advocacy of a message. Whatever why your world is yours. Y'all see a white dude with the tattoos and the cars, and you know, I know his soul, bro. When I first pulled up in San Diego, the only reason I went, I think I didn't even explain that on this video, the only reason I went was to thank the man who gave me a way to freedom. I needed, before the universe collapsed, I needed to know between me and myself that I went over there and shook the hand of the man who gave me a gateway and a path and a direction towards freeing myself on this earthly existence, you know, figuring that shit out. Also, made men make men. It's just so much, man. I just want to just make sure that the world knows from the truest standpoint that I value the soul that is Wes Watson, bro. I don't know. When I pulled up at the Starbucks by the marina or whatever the fuck, I don't know what the fuck, but you know the Starbucks, the infamous Starbucks downstairs, downtown San Diego. We finally sat down face to face across from a table. My first question was, who is in there? And Wes replied, an individual who has overcome a lot of shit. Y'all have to get past this visual axis of deceptive appearances. That soul appears as a white man with cars and whatever the fuck, right? This soul appears as this bro out of Brooklyn with, you know what I'm saying, gold teeth and be shooting this shit sometimes and articulating this shit sometimes. But those are all perceptual circumstances, bro. Once you really know how to operate in the extrasensory perceptions, where it's like I'm not actually using my true ears to listen, I'm not using my organic eyes to see, you start operating in the extrasensory world. And Wes talks about that, the sensory world. Y'all got the game fucked up if you can't see that we are now in an age where the modern day masters of alchemy, the modern day masters, personifications of universal law, embodiment, wisdom, are no longer people walking around in tattered clothes, no longer walking around smelling like ass crack and patchouli, like these weirdos out here. Nobody's clutching rocks, none of that shit, bro. Sober, fit, enlightened, and rich. That's my shit. It wouldn't have happened without Wes's version of his values is ripped, rich, and rare. All of that. You gotta be all of that. You gotta be all of that. Ripped, rich, rare, sober, fit, enlightened, rich. However you want to frame it, you can't be none of these stereotypical, dogmatic, spiritual, weirdo, bozo, dumb fucks. Consider the vibrations raised. And the primary principle behind it all is become who you respect. And be who you respect moment to moment, and you can never lose. Conscience congruency like a motherfucker. You know, and my intellect is unparalleled. Intellect does not confer results. Being able to have integrity, which is the master principle, with an intellect makes a person like myself a very effective weapon for love. You feel me? I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Shouts out and pay homage and exalt who exalts you. The world needs more unabashed love. And the inspirationships, don't be afraid of the inspirationships. Don't be afraid of inspirationships. Inspirationships are what the world needs, bro. Real made men make men. Real leaders make leaders. Real men knew how to follow real men. Superior individuals knew how to follow superior individuals. Real women knew how to follow real women in a world full of boys and girls. Great people know how to follow great people. A lot of y'all got too much ego. Drop the ego. Evolution is the only solution.